Hi lovelies! I wanted to talk to you today about life purpose because this comes up in almost every Akashic Records reading that I do. And it's something that a lot of us think we know a lot about, but maybe we don't. So I just wanted to share some information that I've found out through my years of study and my time with clients and looking into people's Akashic Records. So your life purpose is your soul's purpose for choosing to live this lifetime. Like, it chose this body with these abilities. You know, maybe you have some strengths and some weaknesses. It chose this family to be born into. It chose this time and this culture and this country, wherever you're born, like the context of your life. Your soul chose that. And so keep that in mind when we discuss your life purpose. So your life purpose is your soul's purpose for being here, with all those choices in mind. And what is it meant to accomplish or learn or heal? And sometimes people have more than one life purpose, but usually that's star seeds, which is, I guess I'll make another video about that sometime. But most people have one life purpose. And it's not what you think it is. It's like, my life purpose is to be a teacher. That's not really a life purpose. Your soul doesn't choose to be born into that family, into this time, into this culture to be a teacher. A lot of people confuse life purpose with like your job, or maybe my life purpose is to be a mom. Well, not really, because in many, many lifetimes, you are going to be a mom or a dad or, whatever, parent, and that's not really your purpose for being born right at this time in this life with this family in this context. So a life purpose is different for everybody, but there are some common ones, and they're really like a lifelong process. You're not just gonna like check off a box one day like, I've done my life purpose, check, because that might mean your life is over. Like you've lived your life to the fullest, and now you've achieved, and now it's going to be done. But that's not really how it works. Your life purpose takes you your whole life to do it. Maybe you don't become aware of it until your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s. Some people are in an older age, and they're just discovering their life purpose, and that's fine. Like, that's probably part of the learning process that those people have. I'm tripping over my words. That those people have to go through, and we all have different ways of learning. So I thought I would talk about that. Oh, and I wanted to mention, if you're out of alignment with your life purpose, you will feel it. And I have felt it in my life. Oh my God. In a earlier time in my life, I was a teacher, and I was teaching in schools, and I went to 3 different schools. I worked in 3 different schools, and each one felt so wrong. Like, some parts of the job were probably fine, but I just felt so out of alignment. Like, the way I was living my life was like far away from me finding my life purpose, and I felt it. I was overstressed, burnt out. I was having physical manifestations of stress. I was having breakouts of eczema on my skin, which had never happened before. I was having really bad digestive issues that caused so much pain, and all of those I see now with hindsight. Those were like warning signs that you're getting farther away from your life purpose. You're getting farther away. Like, it doesn't feel good when you're living out of alignment with your life purpose. And I'm not saying that's like you're being punished or anything. It's just, it's like when you feel good about your life and you're in the flow with life, like that's a whole different feeling, because you are in alignment with, you're living in a way that is allowing you to serve your life purpose or achieve your life purpose or whatever. So with that said, I thought I would mention some common purposes that I see and that I have learned about, because maybe it will be of interest to you. So one of the common life purposes I've seen is some people are born with their soul's mission. Okay, so a soul's mission is like a life purpose, I guess. It's like the same, right? It's your soul's purpose for being here. And so some people are born and their life purpose or their soul's mission is to heal ancestral wounds, or like clear and heal ancestral energies or pain. And I've seen that with myself, honestly. And sometimes it's women. Like there's a lot of pain in the history of women on earth living in the patriarchal, oppressive societies. And, especially if you're thinking about your ancestors, like all of the things they've had to go through. And I'm not just saying women, but I think that's probably true if you're born into a family who has experienced generational trauma. And that can be certain groups of people, but that could be anybody. So that might be your life purpose, is to clear the ancestral wounding. And that's going to be a healing journey, a very healing journey. So, and there's ways of doing that, which I could go on and on about now, but I want to keep going. So if you have any questions, just let me know. And okay, so another life purpose that I've seen sort of commonly is raising the vibration of the collective. No big deal. So like you were born to sort of like shine a light in the world and like uplift people. And you can do that in any way. Like you can just do that going to pick up your coffee at the coffee shop, or in how you're serving your clients in your work, or how you impact others, really, and like how your energy is sort of like high vibrational, and it can have a ripple effect outward to all the people who come across you. And then if you think like a drop of water creates a ripple, well, another drop of water creates ripples. So it's like rippling outward far and far and far, farther than you realize. And that is one of the common life purposes I've seen, especially with star seeds. Another one is sometimes your purpose in this lifetime is more simple, and it's just to clear karma you have with somebody, like a karmic entanglement. And by a karmic entanglement, I mean in a past life, something happened with a person in your life. Like let's say you and your mother had a horrible relationship, and she abused you, and whatever, like in a past life. And so in this lifetime, maybe you're born and you're the mother, and the person who was your mother in that lifetime is now your child. Or maybe they're your sibling or your boss or your best friend or something. Like these are people in your soul family who go through lifetimes with you in different roles. You play different roles for each other, and that's like meant to be. But if there's a karmic entanglement, it's like something happened in a past life and you didn't learn from the lesson that was presented to you. So, or you didn't clear the energy with that person. Like you didn't, it's like you didn't have closure in a way. And so in this lifetime, you're meant to work on that and to do that, because if you don't learn a lesson, it gets presented to you again in a new way, and again and again. And sometimes they're escalating, like hello, you're supposed to learn how to how to forgive. Maybe the lesson is forgiveness, but it's presented to you through this difficult, tragic, traumatic relationship you have with somebody. So that's a tough one. It also has to deal with healing, but it's about an entanglement, like your energy is entangled with somebody, and you need to sort of learn how to like release let go and like be in your own power. And you know, that's a very general way. Everybody's situation is different, so I shouldn't get too specific with that, but that's one of the common life purposes I've seen. Also, just like learning a major lesson, like maybe your lesson that your soul really needs you to learn in order to continue like ascending higher and higher, is maybe in the past lives you've lived, you've never like stood in your power and you're too weak, like meek, or you know, you're too like, and you're stuck in fear and you're afraid of standing up and speaking out. So maybe a major lesson you've in your life purpose is to learn how to use your voice, or to speak up for yourself, or to stand up for yourself. And the only way to learn that is by being presented with lessons where you get to practice that skill. So it's kind of, well, we all have lessons we're meant to learn, and we are presented with opportunities for learning. And it's like being tested, you know, it's not necessarily fun. It's not necessarily your comfort zone, but if you're open to growth and learning, then you'll learn over time. Like I said, this is a lifetime process of like living in alignment with your life purpose. So those are just some common life purposes or soul missions that I've seen in clients, and that I've done a lot of reading about this, and I've read about. And you're probably wondering like, well, how do I know my life purpose? There's a lot of ways of knowing, but I always discover this for clients when I'm doing an Akashic Records reading, and that's something that's in your soul contract, which I put a video out about that a while ago. So just look through my past videos and you'll see what is a soul contract. But it's something I can find in your Akashic Records. It's your soul's records of your like the history of your soul's lifetimes, and this lifetime that you're currently in has a soul contract, and your life purpose is in there, and I can see that, and I can find that out. And I don't just tell it to you. Like, let's say you're a client of mine and I'm doing a reading for you. I don't just say, oh, your life purpose is to heal ancestral wounds. Done. And you're like, what am I supposed to do with that information? So I find it out, whatever your life purpose is, and I always ask follow-up questions like, is this person living in alignment with their life purpose? Sometimes the answer is yes, sometimes the answer is no, or like in between, right? And then I ask, okay, what can they be doing more of to live in alignment with their purpose, to support their life purpose? And then I get like actual information of things to do, like physical or maybe not physical, literal solutions, or like suggestions from your guides, your spirit guides, of telling you how you can live more in alignment with your life purpose, of things what you should be doing more of, or sometimes it's things you should be doing less of. And like for me, I think I've shared this on another video at some point. At one point I was told by my guides to stop drinking coffee and alcohol. I was like, no. But because my life purpose is to raise the vibration of the collective, like I said, that's one of the common ones for starseeds. So my vibration, my personal vibration, needs to be high in order to do that. And if I have caffeine, coffee, or alcohol, it's like depressing, like it's a depressant, or I guess caffeine is a stimulant, but it's messing with my vibration. It's like kind of contaminating or like tainting it, I guess. So that's just an example for me. So that's like a really simple thing, right? Like, oh, you should stop drinking coffee. And that will help you live in alignment with your life purpose. Some people, it's, it's not that for everybody, but that's just an example. So if you want to find out more, you can message me, you can book a reading with me. I'm happy to support you. It's a one way of me living out my life purpose, is by supporting others, by using my intuitive abilities. And I can do an Akashic Records reading, or I can do an energy healing, or whatever that resonates with you. So just message me if that has any interest to you, or you can look at my website and see what I offer. Okay, I hope this video has been helpful for you. If it has been, please share it with people who might like it, or like it and comment. I'd love to hear in the comments if you feel like you have a knowing of what your life purpose is, or if you're like totally unclear and you're like, I don't know what it is. So just comment below if you feel called to. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, this is it for now. I think I've been talking for such a long time. Anyway, thank you for listening if you've come this far, and I hope you have a wonderful day.